I said, we just got to give you access to the court because I see what's going on here. I said, the other side is paying off the court, and they got big money and big pockets, and everybody's involved with this. I see exactly what's going on. I said, so you got to bring your own court into that Queens bench, into that municipal, that public courthouse. You're going to have to establish your own court. So what's kind of good with them is that they said that they could have a jury trial if they had for libel or slander or somebody broke their promise on a proposal for marriage. There's like 7 things that they could have a jury trial for, but not for what he was claiming. So where we're going after this is we're going to say, well, they're a special class of citizen. You say that's a special class of individual. Are you saying that you're discriminating against us because of prejudice? You're prejudicing against us, like prejudging us, because we don't fit one of those 7 classes of special people who have access to a jury? Really? So I said, this is going to be fun. I said, going after like a discrimination and prejudice, like a lawsuit against the court or the court personnel, that they're making these rules saying who can and cannot have a trial by jury. Oh, really? You mean if I'm willing to pay the same amount of money as that guy, you tell me I can't have a seat on a bus, the same seat he can have? Really? Are you saying that I can't have standing? Are you saying that I can't stand on the bus if he pays that much money, $400, I pay $400? Are you saying he gets special privileges that I don't get? Or he's a special class of person? Oh, this is just lovely. I said, and this is going to be a fun one. I said, then we'll worry about going after the land that they seized from you. I said, right now we're going to go after access to the court, because that's my whole trick, is access to the court. There's a public courthouse. I'm going to bring my court into that courthouse. It's a courthouse. I'm bringing my court. It's that simple. If that's a dance hall, I'm bringing my dance into that dance hall. Courthouse and court isn't the same word. It doesn't mean the same thing. I'm bringing my court into that courthouse. I'm bringing my dance into that dance hall. Dance and dance hall mean something different. Courthouse means something different. It's not a synonym. It doesn't mean the same damn thing. And that's what we say to people. Look at any kind of, you don't believe me, look at the United States Supreme Court ruling to say like say Hale versus Hinkle 1902. They'll say in the Hinkle case, in the Hinkle court. That's what it says. It doesn't say in the United States Middle District Court of Michigan where Mr. Hinkle appeared. No. Well, it was in New York State. Sorry about that. Hale versus Hinkle was 2 people. It was an attorney general from the state of New York who wanted to have access to fruit and vegetable import-export company. And the import-export company said, no, you only want to know our bananas that we had shipped in. We're not going to turn over all our records because that's going to, logistics of that is going to take us a year. And New York State Attorney General said, tough. You're going to turn us the whole damn entire, every piece of paper you've got in this building. We want it now. They said, no, we'll turn over the bananas. Then you're wondering about the banana paperwork, but we're not doing apples, cherries, plums. We're not going to do it. So it went all the way to the United States Supreme Court. But if you read the case, it says in the Hinkle court. That's how it reads, in the Hinkle court. So it's the Hinkle court. Huh. So when I bring my case into court, it's going to be the Lentz court. Huh. Got it. Who appeared in the lower district federal court of New York in 1902? The Hinkle court. Oh. Who's going to appear in that court? The Lentz court. Oh. Got it. Got this. So my court's appearing in that courthouse. Just like the Hinkle court appeared in that courthouse. Just like the Hinkle court appeared in front of the Supreme Court. The Hinkle court. Holy crap. So like I said, it took me a long time, a lot of studying and research like this, man, just to make it all make sense, because they just don't give you a nice little blueprint map. Because like I said, I think it's all intercompartmentalized until you get way up there near the top, and then they tell you everything. But until then, it's just, and even still then, I still don't think they tell you everything. Like my uncle who works for Visa, he's a vice president in charge of collections. He just says, you know what? He says, all the stuff you told me about credit cards and all sort of stuff, he says, I don't have a freaking clue. He says, I'm sure I studied all this stuff in college like 30 years ago. He says, but honestly, He says, I have no clue what the hell you're talking about. All I know is my secretary brings in a stack of paper. I make sure all the lines are filled in. Everything looks like it's filled in. I stamp it, and we send it off to the legal department. He says, nobody knows what the hell you're talking about, Paul. We all do our 8-hour job, and we all hell home. We don't care. Just like an assembly line. We put the nuts and bolts together, and we couldn't care less what it's building. Like say you work at a gun plant or something, making rifles, machine guns. All you know is just stick the screw into the hole, and that's it. You don't give a damn what the hell the end result is. It's like, hey, look, they pay me to put this screw in this hole. I don't give a damn what they're building. Oh, well, don't you know that they're building weapons of mass destruction and machine? Look, I get paid $10 an hour. This is all I do. I do my 8 hours and go home. I don't give a shit what they're doing on the other end of the line. The hell do I care? I do my job and I go home.